Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing this evening? So, it's going to be a late night video, and probably one of the last ones that I'm going to make for a little while. I've got some issues going on in the family life. We are moving out of state again. We are going to be going back home, so we'll talk about that later on. So, started having some issues with Mac here with this rear drive pulley. Well, the old rear drive pulley. So, I had this plate on there, and the bearing in here wallowed out a little bit, but as well as the shaft here and here started wallowing out, so it was causing the rear pulley to bounce back and forth. And as you can tell, that's where it was rubbing. But that used to be a gear at some point, and it recently is no longer a gear. It is completely rounded off. So yeah, this is shot. So I had that one, which was another, because this is a 20 series, looks like Comet converter, 20 series. And then this in here is another 20 series, but I've got the spring set all the way back to the third setting. I am going to take the driver side of the pulley apart tomorrow, clean it up real good on there, put some dry graphite in there, air up the front tire a little bit, tighten up the rear chain because I had to put a new section of chain on it as well. It's still a little loose, but this is the old chain. Look at that, it doesn't even straighten itself out, guys. I'd say that chain is beat up, so no longer using that one as well. That's being retired. This is what's left of that chain I put on there, and that's still got plenty of life in it. That one's on there. The exhaust sounds great. I did weld up the frame a little bit on the front. I still got it tied down because I just want to make sure that I tack a couple other areas. But the rear driven pulley, the framework has been welded down to the actual frame of the bike, so that's solid on there. That's one piece now. That is not coming off. If I need to replace the bearings or anything with the pulley itself, I'll have to take the bolts off of it and repair it that ways. But so far, this Generac motor, because that's what this motor is that's on here, it's a Generac 212. It's performed very well, and it's got that Hemi style head there like the Predator 212 has. And I noticed after getting that pulley swapped out, it's got a lot more pep, and there's not a lot of wobble anymore on the motor, or on the whole bike actually. One of the other steps that I'm working on is I took off this light because I thought it was going to work, but unfortunately it doesn't work. Would have been cool to have been able to use that. So I tried to use this one. This one kind of burnt out, but it was like, it was pulsing. And I think that's probably because I need to put a battery of some sorts on here, so that way the motor can charge the battery and be able to keep the light running consistently and not have that pulsing. And then I'll put a tail light on it and probably change the tank out, put a one of my ATV tanks that I have back on it and take that one off of there. Brakes are doing great. I gotta adjust the front fender, adjust the rear fender a little bit more, and then fix the seat. I've got my Bluetooth speaker strapped to the back of it. And yeah, so there's Mac, guys. So we're gonna go take him for another ride tomorrow, because this ride that I went on today, which rounded off that gear and sent the whole thing haywire, once I adjust that chain a little bit tonight, tomorrow first thing I'm doing is going back to that little slick, that little mud slick that I seen. And it's actually what caused all this. I'm gonna see if I can borrow my landlord's tripod and put my phone on and see if I can get some video of that. And yeah, guys, so y'all have a good one.